Welcome to the Medical Device Made Easy podcast. Here is Munir Al-Azouzi from easymedicaldevice.com, and today we are doing the July review. So what happened during the month of July? And we'll start with the agenda. So first, there is some news from the UK MHRA related to some certificate of compliance. So this is something that is interesting, and we'll talk about that. The other point is about the conformity assessment for personal protective equipment that the EU Commission issued. Then the state of the play for the EU MDR again, and we'll talk about the Green Belt certification. Then we'll go through the review of notified bodies, and the review also of the different standards and guidance that were issued by the EU Commission. And finally, we'll go to look at what happened at Easy Medical Device. Okay, so today in the hot topic, we'll review about the UK MHRA that issued an information related to certificate of compliance or attestation of conformity. This is something that apparently some certification agencies are providing for some class 1 devices and to confirm that they reviewed the technical file and everything was okay. So the UK MHRA is just warning that this has no validity at all. This is a document that is just meant to be made, but has no proof that everything is correct, because the certification body that is issuing that is not really qualified for the EU MDR, for example. It's not a notified body. And more importantly, it's not needed at all, because class 1 device is self-certified, so you just need to issue a declaration of conformity. It's a self-assessment to say that your product is correct. So why are you struggling yourself by paying another organization to provide you a certificate of compliance when it's not needed? Maybe it's because you have some thinking that this will show a better, if I can say, compliance of your product, but it's not needed at all. So why are you struggling yourself? But it's a great warning, because UK MHRA mentioned that for the UK, but also mentioned that the CE is not requesting that at all, which is also a great point. Next on our agenda, we have the conformity assessment for personal protective equipment. So the EU Commission again is issuing information about how you can put on the market some personal protective equipment like face masks, like gloves, like all those things that are needed during the COVID-19 pandemic. And it's interesting because it's answering a lot of the question that maybe people are asking about, maybe documentation that you need to provide. Also interesting about what type of material should be used for each of those devices. And the answer is there is no specific type. As soon as it's showing performance, as soon as it's fulfilling all the tests, then it should be fine. Even the tests, they are telling mainly on this document that there is no specific test. There is some standards that people should follow. I mean, can follow, but they can also organize different tests if they want to prove that. So it looks like there is a lot of answers on this document. So if you are a manufacturer of personal protective equipment, then you should go and look at that. If you are not if you don't really understand all about the regulation, which will be then a great summary for you. So all those information will be on the show notes of this episode. So don't forget to go there. The next topic is about state of the play for the EU MDR. So this is the document that is issued by the EU Commission to define or to show what is the status for all the actions that they have to do for EU MDR. So we were talking about that in the previous show. So I'm trying to provide you more updates on this one. So the last update of the state of play mentioned that the UDAMED module for actor registration will be available by December 2020. So we're not expecting that so early, but it will be available by December 2020. And you will be also able to receive your SRN number by registering there. So it's important things. I'm really advising you to do it immediately as soon as it's available, because I suppose some of the manufacturers will wait until the full EU MDR will be in place before to enter information there. But it's really the wrong strategy, because at this moment everybody will be trying to go there. EU MDR, but also IVDR, because IVDR will be in place by May 2022. So it's also something that you will see a lot of traffic, if I can say, on the internet for that. So better to go now, better to register now, so that you have your SRN number and everything will be fine for you. The other topic is also about the expert panel. So on the agenda, on the state of play, it's mentioning that the expert panel was selected and they will be appointed by end of July, so now. And the website is already done, and the panel will be available by end of this year, so quarter 4 2020. So this is something that we discussed already on a previous podcast with Basil Akra. So remember what he was saying about expert panels.
I would not name it it's a help. I would name it it's an increased scrutiny on notified bodies, which is not adding value. Because I remember when I was discussing with the working group who was preparing the expert panel set up for the European Commission, and I asked one question. I said, notified bodies are required to have higher expertise on their side. Now, you want to create expert panel with also high expertise. And the focus is on the clinical. So the focus of the review is the clinical consultation. So notified bodies will need to provide the clinical evaluation report of the manufacturer and their own assessment report to the expert panel. If there is, it's not for legacy devices, it's much more for new devices getting to the market. And the question is, if I have a heart surgeon looking to a cardiovascular device, and my heart surgeon will say, yes, it is fine, why would the expert panel be much more clever than my experts? And what will happen if both of them are in disagreement? Today, if you go to a medical doctor and you have a disease, you have pain, you go to the first one, he will tell you you need an implantation. You go to the next one, he will tell you you are healthy, stop making fake pain. You go to the third one, he will tell you you will die next week. And this is you ask 10 experts, you get 20 opinions. And at the end, I think it's not adding value, but it is giving the European Commission and the member state a level of safety that they have much more oversight about notified body approval process. And hopefully they can make use of this for a better system from creation of guidance which are specific to help all of us to say how much is enough. For example, if I have a new technology getting to the market, that out of their learning, they make a publication to say, look, for this device, this is the minimum expectations that we need, because this would help industry to know, if I have such a device, I need 100 patients, I need follow-up of 2 years.
Okay.
I'm a member of the ISO committee for heart valves and cardiovascular implants since many years. And this is the only standard where we were always very specific. And it's very easy for notified bodies as well to deal in this field. Why? And also for all regulators, because it's very specific. It's saying how many patients you need, how many institutions do you need, how many, what's the duration of the follow-up. Why can't we do things like that for the variety of devices? This would make the life of everyone much easier.
Okay, so now that we talked about expert panels, let's go through the last topic, which is standardization. I think you've seen my episode with the telenovela for standardization on regarding the EU Commission when they rejected the mandate. Now the EU Commission will issue a new procedure by first quarter 2021, and then the CN Senelec should maybe revote on that or reapprove that or not. So we will have more information about that by beginning of next year. But for now, the question is still for manufacturers, should they use the last version of a standard as the state of the art or not? And there is no consensus for now on this from notified bodies or from the EU Commission. So we'll know more on a future episode, I hope. Okay, so last week we had the end of the Green Belt Certification Program second edition, so it was really a success. We had a lot of students. Some students passed it and received the certificate. Some students didn't because it's really I think really it's a challenging certificate. It's not just something that you will go learn and pass it easily. So the next edition will be arriving end of August, so the 24th of August until the date until 28th for the lesson, and then we'll have the exam that should be done last day by the September 1st. So if you want to register, I will open the registration now. So go to school.easymedicaldevice.com on the section course, and then you will see the Green Belt certification course, and you just have to register for it. The places are limited as usual, so I know that each time a lot of people are saying, oh, let me enter, but really the places are limited, so please register now and don't wait later, because at the end there will be no place anymore, and I don't know when will be the next one, because it depends really on the number of people that are joining. Okay, so next point is about notified bodies. So we are always looking at how many notified bodies we have and looking if there is a new one on the list. And finally, France made it. So yeah, I was really talking about that a lot of time and saying that I'm waiting for GMED from France to be on the list, and now they are. So really, congratulations to GMED. I think it's for all the manufacturers it is the same, but I think that all the manufacturers that have a notified body that is in the state to get EU MDR accredited, they are all, if I can say, struggling or in stress. It's like they are looking at their daughter or their kids having a diploma and waiting that they are climbing inside on the stage to receive the diploma, and as soon as they receive it, they say, okay, I'm relieved now, I can move forward. So it's exactly the same here. So I think a lot of manufacturers, French manufacturers or manufacturers within GMED, are now relieved because they know they can move forward with GMED for EU MDR, which is I think an important thing. So for the list of notified bodies, so the numbers are nearly still the same because +1 doesn't mean anything. So we have our actually 15 notified bodies for EU MDR, but we can say 14 because one is counted twice, which is BSI UK and BSI Netherlands. We know that after Brexit, BSI UK will be out. And then we have for EU MDR 4 notified bodies, for EU IVDR, 4 notified bodies that can issue a certificate for that. And as I've said before, don't wait until May 2022 or a bit before to start your assessment or your transition to EU IVDR, because with 3 notified bodies, they will not do a lot, if I can say. So there is so many manufacturers that needs now a certificate when before it was less. So then please, to avoid any catastrophe within your company, start now to transition to EU IVDR. Okay, so in terms of standards and guidances, so what are the changes here? So we have a new standard, so the ISO TR 20416 version 2020 that was issued. So it's a medical device standard related to post-market surveillance for medical devices. This standard can help you to build your post-marketing surveillance system. One of the changes that is on the post-marketing surveillance system is the fact that you should now be proactive. So you should not wait for information to come to you. So I remember that we are saying, okay, let's wait that a complaint arrive, or let's wait that somebody contacts us for this, or let's wait that something is published for that so that we can know what's happening on the market with our product. Now you should be proactive. You should go and prove also to a notified body that you are going and looking for some information. And this standard can help you because it provides some information about what can be some proactive actions that you can do, some systematic action that you can do. So I really recommend you to go and look at that, because if you fail within the post-marketing surveillance system, you can also fail for all the CE certificate within EU MDR. So it will be a pity after all those months and weeks of work. So it's something that can be really damageable for your company. Then a surprise arrived also within some guidances. So we have the MDCG 2020-13, which is the Clinical Evaluation Assessment Report template. What it is. So this is a document that is telling you exactly and it's showing you exactly what a notified body will look at when it will review your clinical evaluation report. This is a 31 pages document. So it's a huge document, and I'm not sure how long it will take for a notified body to review your CER, but with 31 pages of document on questions and things to look at, etc., I suppose it will be a lot of time. So, but you can also do this exercise. What I advise you is just to maybe hire a third-party consultant or having somebody on your company to do a mock audit. So he takes this table and he is going to look at what the clinical department or your regulatory affairs department has done with the clinical evaluation report. Check if all the elements are there. For example, there is a question or there is an information saying to look at the CVs of the author of the CR, and some of the elements here says that you have to review that this person has some research method. What does it mean? I don't know. Some information management method or information management, it says, device technology diagnostics and management of condition to be treated. So there is a lot of things that a lot of boxes that you should tick. So please look at that. Look if there is some gaps that you have to fill or some justification that you can provide for some gaps on your CR. But you have no more excuses. So it's something that you need to master now, because you have clearly the checklist that the notified body will be looking at. And if you already know that something is wrong, don't be surprised when the notified body will tell you it is wrong, because you had already the cheat sheet for that. So it's not like they caught you by surprise. Okay, so the last one is about the MDCG 2019-6 version 2. Which is the question and answer regarding the requirements related to notified bodies. So I noticed that we had this element that is called pre-certification services. So there was a question called, may conformity assessment bodies provide pre-certification services? And it was highlighted by Basil Akroa in a post in LinkedIn, and where he was saying that a lot of manufacturers are not really talking a lot with a lot of notified bodies are not talking a lot with manufacturers because they are afraid that their talking will be considered as consulting or consultancy. So now here it's clear that as soon as your manufacturer made an application with you, then there can be some pre-certification services that can be done. So pre-certification services can be the review of clinical data, the assessment of the quality management system, the gap analysis, check of the MDR or IVDR readiness, use of mock-up files instead of your the real technical documentation assessment. So this is things that notified bodies can do for you, but as soon as you are making an application with them. And the surprise is also that if you want to withdraw your application, there is something that they also can do. So look at this clip.
Our pre-certification results show that your clinical data are not quite good. So for now we cannot move forward. What are you talking about? My clinical data is top class. Nope, this isn't at all. Okay, this is your opinion. So you should redo the clinical trials. This will cost me a fortune. Same if your product is not on the market quickly, no? I will have to close my company. So redo the test and we'll be able to retalk quickly again, no? You aren't not interested? What if I go to another notified body? Nope, you should not do that. And if I want to do it? This contract says that if you do it, I will have to inform all notified bodies about our pre-certification assessment, and you are then stuck again. I hope we have a deal. I'm stuck with you then. You are free to go, but stuck anyway. whatever.
Okay, I hope you liked the video, and don't forget also that notified bodies can provide general training to your company, or no, not to your company, general training to companies, but not specifically to a certain company, because then it can be also considered as maybe consultancy. So if they provide general training about general regulation to companies, then it is also something that they can be doing there. Okay, the next topic is about what happened at Easy Medical Device, and we had a few episodes that were airing with different topics. So the first episode is episode 84, where we talked about the PRRC role within the medical device organization, and we had the Team PRRC, which is a non-profit organization, association that is helping PRRC on their job, so by training or by providing some support. So if you are interested, you can go to the episode 84, where you can get all the information about the Team PRRC. Then you have episode 85, where we had Adnan Ashfaq, who helped us to understand more about the IEC 62304, which is a standard specifically done for software medical devices. So this is helping you to understand the different structure of the software, what you should consider to that. So, and Adnan is also providing some documents that you can download, where there is a checklist for compliance of your device to this standard or to other standards also. So don't hesitate to go to the show notes on episode 85 to get that. And lastly, we had Sylvia Reingart from GS1. So GS1 is an entity that is issuing the UDI code for companies. There are 4 entities like that, so GS1 is one of them. And Sylvia Reingart in episode 86 was helping us to understand more about the UDI code. So what is the UDI code? What is also the basic UDI DI? And she provided also on the show notes a lot of links to help you to have a better understanding of the UDI code. So don't hesitate to go there. And lastly, on the LinkedIn Live, we had Stefan Bollininger, who celebrated his 100 days of audit. So he helped us to understand what happened during those audits, what were the most common non-conformities that he reserved, what were the issues or the good things that happened there. So it was really a great episode that will help anybody that is going through this process to understand what can be the pitfalls or what can be the good things that can happen to that. So I hope you will go and look at all this specifically. Okay, so I hope you like this episode. So don't hesitate to go to the comments if you have any comment on it. If you liked it also, just say I love it. And don't forget also to provide a review on the channel or on the service provider that you are using for listening to this episode. It's really helping me a lot to share this with other people that are really needing information on medical devices. And don't forget, if you want to register for the Green Belt certification program, so this is now, so don't hesitate to go to school.easymedicaldevice.com. Okay, so thank you for your help, thank you for your support, thank you for all your messages, and I wish you a nice day.